Welcome to Our Garage Auto Detail and Stuff. Today's going to be the and stuff part of Our Garage Auto Detail. We're not doing detail stuff today. We are doing mud flaps, mud guards, splash flaps. I don't know what you want to call them. You can call them whatever you want. If this is your first video on the channel, welcome. I'm glad you stumbled on me. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for watching. But we've got the Ram today. Izzy Auto from they have a store on Amazon. Izzy Auto got a hold of me and they said, hey, we carry some splash guards, mud flaps, whatever, for the 4th gen Ram. Wanted to know if you would be interested in installing them, making a video of installing them, and also like a review kind of. So let's take a look. The truck's just been detailed, so it's clean other than a little bit of the splash. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you what happens with no mud guards, with no splash guards, and then we're gonna clean it. We're gonna clean everything. We're gonna install it. I'm gonna show you how to install it. We're gonna drive it around for a week or whatever, and then we'll take some more video, probably some photos, just to see, like, is it really working? So the truck is in its highest position, which should allow some room to get in there. We're taking off the old West Hills Ram. Apparently the Kitsap County's finest Ram Dodge Jeep dealer. I don't know. I got a smoking deal on the truck, so that's where I bought it. Okay, well, let's go take a closer look at the dirty. So yeah, you can see it gets dirty. So we're gonna use like a detail spray, something with a lot of lubricity, and we're gonna clean it. All right, so the truck, it's all cleaned up. See, wiped it all down. I also used an isopropyl alcohol for where the parts are going to meet, because the front, and I'll show you in just a second, but the front mud guard has like a double back sticky, and so you don't want any grime or sealant or whatever, you know, you want it as clean as possible so that the double back sticky will stick. So here's the back. That's what the factory ones are. So I think the rear flaps are going to be pretty self-explanatory. I think it's attached with the same 2 screws that are for the factory. I've got the instructions. Here's the parts. Comes with a left hand and right hand. These are the 2 rears. You can see rear left hand and rear right hand, and then this should be front left hand. You can see there's that double back sticky. There's also, that's kind of like your pilot hole, and these lines and holes, they'll make a little bit more sense when we go over the instructions. But again, front right hand, front right hand. So these are specific to the fitment is for the Rams with the factory fender flares. They call them factory fender guards or something. Model with factory guard flares only. So there's your part number, G0102 Tech 00201. Medesi, maybe that's who it is. Medes says, I don't know. The link will be in the description for you guys to find them. But the tools that are required, it looks like it's going to be a stubby Phillips screwdriver, center punch, drill. Yeah, we're not going to use that center punch. So here's the parts it comes with. Here's some metal clips. Here's for the fronts. Okay, so they need the 2 factory fasteners. Plus a screw with a washer, and then see right there, that's the clip. And then that clip actually lines up, as you can see, it lines up with the lines that are on that. So the lines there, that's where your clip is gonna slide in. That's gonna hold it together to the factory fender flare. So each one needs those. And then for the rears, boom, there's the rears, A and B. And it's gonna be a similar thing where we're supposed to drill a hole. So each of these are gonna get a screw with a washer and a speed clip, which it's going into plastic, so I don't know why the speed clip is necessary, but that's what it calls for. So that is what we're gonna try to do. It actually looks like the speed clip goes in the fender liner, possibly. We'll have to get in there and take a closer look. So okay, real quick, I think I understand why, and we'll know more as we get closer, but I think I understand why they want to use that speed clip and other screw, because when the factory mud flaps are on, can you see that gap back here? So it's not, and granted it's loose, but even when the screw's in there, it doesn't really like mate with the inner fender liner. So maybe that's why they want to use the speed clip and the screw to attach it, bring it into, contact with the inner fender liner. Okay, I think the way we're going to do this so that the video is not a ridiculous length is I'm just going to do one side. Obviously the installation will be similar. So I'm going to install the front and the rear on the driver's side. It's going to be a similar installation, only mirrored for the passenger side. But that way you guys don't have to watch me fumble with all 4 mud guards, and this video is not 45 minutes long. So, okay, here we are on the driver's side. Again, like I said, rear left hand, okay. So we've got the holes that are drilled from factory, and then there's this hole that's kind of piloted, right? I might have to punch it through on the bench. So I pre-drilled the hole, drilled out that third hole, mount it up, and then what I'm gonna do is just use the screw, and since the fender liners are fairly thin, I think that screw will poke through fairly easy. And then we will just make sure that the speed clip is on the back and that it's all good to go. That way I don't have to try to get, like I said, I don't have to try to get the drill in there. So they don't fit perfect, right? Mainly because they're not OEM. But, so here's the screw. Just gonna kind of line it up. So there's the screw. It's in the pilot hole that I already drilled. It's got the washer on it. I'm just basically gonna force it through the fender liner there, and then make sure that the speed clip is on the back when it pops through. Let's do it right-handed. She's done. I ran the screw in there. I'm not gonna use the speed clip. I will save it for the next time I do a set of speakers in, say, an old Chevelle or Nova. You put them into the door panels. I think that screw's pretty secure. Like, it looks pretty good, and then there's not a ton of gap. Yeah, we might have to adjust it a little bit. Yeah, it's actually not terrible. But that's the fit on them. Man, it looks so much better than like the dealership ones. That's the rear driver's side. We're gonna go up to the front driver's side. For that, I think we might end up turning the wheels. Might make it a little bit easier, so stay tuned. Okay, here's the test fit of the driver's side front. It was a little precarious getting it in there, but you can see that it forms to the fender flare pretty well. When I first tried to fit it, it wasn't, so I was a little bit concerned it was gonna work. But yeah, just with the 2 fasteners in it, looks pretty good. I'm gonna pull it off. I'm gonna peel the double back sticky. I pre-drilled the 3rd hole. This is where that silver clip is gonna go. That might be a little bit difficult to get on. I guess it's open quite a bit. Ooh. So that's gonna go and slide on there and force its way on here. This is where this 3rd screw is gonna go. It's gonna go actually into the fender flare. I'm gonna try to use my screw gun to screw this one in. A little bit more oomph, but I'm also gonna try to aim it away. Like, I want to keep it from popping out of the fender flare, you know what I'm saying, on the other end. So let me pull it off, and then I will show you the final installation. Pulled it back off, made sure there was no dirt in between, just kind of cleaned it off. This I've wiped down with isopropyl alcohol, take off finger grease, forehead grease, taco grease, whatever might be on it. So let's get this baby peeled. Let's try to get this without sticking it on everything. Get that baby started. Or not. I don't think it's going to be touching until I get them run down pretty close. Boom. Now it's stuck. Going to line up. Okay, do you remember those lines right there? I can feel them. I don't know if you guys can see them. Yeah. Gonna need both hands for this baby. Okay, but now we're ready for this guy. Let me go get my screw gun and I'll be right back. Okay, got my screw gun. Whew. I gotta say, I'm a bit nervous. Oh geez, she's walking. Gotta tell you, kind of wish I wouldn't have put that screw in there. Yeah, sometimes screws, they want to go where they want to go. You know, in hindsight, since everyone knows hindsight is 20/20, I probably would have left it with those guys in this clip. Definitely secure, that's for sure. So let me show you what it looks like from the outside here. So yeah, I mean, they're different, right? A little bit more like custom. I think the front ones are a little obtrusive, but I think they'll help. That's what it looks like from in the fender. Not my favorite thing I've done to the truck. Not a huge fan right now, but let's give it some time. Maybe they'll grow on me, and maybe they'll do the job that they're built for. So I'm gonna drive around for about a week, see if I can hit some puddles and see what the side of the truck looks like, see how dirty it gets. So that'll be my review. So far, the rears were super easy to put on and they fit pretty good. I would say the fitment is pretty good. You know, where they kind of mold with the fender flare. So I do like that. Yeah, let me get the other one on and then we'll do a quick walk around, and then stay tuned. It'll probably all be in one video, the review, and we'll see how clean it keeps the truck. Okay, they're installed. Had a little trouble with the passenger side. I did not add that third screw on the passenger side. Just the less extra holes in the truck, the better. But what I did feel, the bottom screw there, so it has a speed clip in the fender liner, right? And anyone that has installed a 4x10 speaker in the dash of a Pontiac Fiero knows when that speed clip is about to strip. That's what it felt like. So I eased up on it, but the double back sticky's on there, the 2 screws are on there, that silver clip is on there. Anyway, let me give you a quick walk around. So even from the front, not really noticeable. They don't really stick out too far. Yeah, they drop this thing and see how close to the ground. I see how close to the ground they end up being. All in all, it's pretty easy install. I didn't necessarily need to take the wheels off, but I also have the 4-corner air suspension, so I can raise it up and give me a little bit more space. I like them. We'll see how they hold up. We'll see how they stay. We'll see how they work. Let me do another quick walk around with the suspension down. So not close to the ground by any means, but clean side of the truck. We'll see how clean it stays. This is basically part 1. Stay tuned for the review. It's been about a week, a little over. We just got back, went on a little weekend road trip out of town, put probably 500 miles on the truck. But I wanted to show you guys. So the truck is dirty, right? Like that's kind of the road misty water. But what I wanted to show was the dirt, like the streaks of dirt and mud. And yes, everything's kind of dirty, but remember, before we put the mud flaps on, the mud flaps again. Everything, all the screws are in there, the tab and everything looks good. Everything still installed well. Looks like it's holding on. It's a little dark, but looks like it's holding on fine. Yeah. Mud flaps for the 4th gen Ram. The link to the 4th gen Ram mud flaps, so the same ones that we just put on, will be linked below in the description. If this is something that you're interested in, go ahead and give them a purchase. They were easy to put on. They look like they're doing their job, and it actually kind of gives it a little bit cooler finish, a little bit better finish. I like the black instead of any chrome. I'm not advertising for the company that I purchased it from or whatever. It's just kind of plain black, which anyway guys, thanks for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that you learned something. If you did and you found any value in the video, you guys know what to do. You've been here long enough. So all right, until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. I feel like I'm talking so fast. All right, I gotta do a higher angle, otherwise you guys are gonna see the snot in my nose.